It's great. It really is. Like, I'm not even trying to be biased or anything. It is the best Housewives that's on right now, if you ask me. And I feel like it's been delivering since episode 1. Like, each episode has something interesting, and they're like keeping things interesting for us to watch. I can't believe we're already at the halfway point with the mid-season trailer already dropping. That's crazy to me.
When I saw that with the mid-season trailer too, the thing is I have to give Tamra Judge this. She said that this is her favorite season so far and that it was going to deliver, and it was a great season. Now, I think us as viewers, we come in with really hard trust issues, guys, because we get promised a lot. And normally it's by Andy Cohen, because I get it, that's his job. But sometimes by the talent too. And you never know what to believe. So we always just make up our mind as we go. But this season to me has already delivered so far. And going into the mid-season trailer, I'm like, oh shit. Like, are you all going to make it out of this? Right?
It had a little bit of everything, right? Like, everybody had their own moment. And I remember going on Twitter afterward, and people were even saying we didn't even really see Tamra versus Heather in the mid-season trailer. And that's apparently like a big focal point of the, of the final episodes. So I feel like there's a lot we also didn't see in this mid-season trailer. So I think the OC ladies are really bringing it.
I wonder too, I think that Tamra and Shannon operate, like, they do well in numbers. That's why they kind of come together. And then they have Vicky. And then at the point that it's the Tres Amigas, and they've all had their own individual issues with Heather Dubrow, I feel like it's one of those, like, it's like almost not Mean Girls, but like the movie Mean Girls. It's like, you can't sit with us. And we're just going to go in. But this was an interesting one. So we kicked back where we left off. And that was with Tamra telling Shannon, you can't trust Heather because she told me some shit about your relationship. But yet we still don't know what exactly Heather told Tamra. Do you have any guesses?
I mean, it definitely looks like Heather said something about, her relationship with John. And it's interesting because we don't know what it is yet, right? We don't know exactly what Heather said. We don't know what the context is. So I'm very much looking forward to seeing what it was that she said, like what this conversation was about, because we know Tamra, stirring the pot and bringing things to the show. I mean, she even left Shannon off guard. I mean, Shannon's running off to the producers saying, no, we can't include this in the show and blah, blah, blah. So, we don't know exactly what Heather said. So I'm very interested to see how they're going to spin this to make it look like Heather said something crazy,
Yeah, because sometimes I feel like these housewives do a really good job of making a mountain out of a molehill. And it's like, and I hate saying the word molehill. Like, yeah. It makes me like, ugh. But it was like, did you watch What Happens Live last night?
I didn't, unfortunately. I crashed out. I watched the episode at like 1 a.m. last night.
Oh my God. Remind me at the end of this, because as it was going on, Andy Cohen asked, so the bartender was the guy from The Quiet Woman who owns it, right?
Oh, huge.
So he was asked, who's your favorite housewife that attends? And Shannon, he said Shannon's my favorite. And then he went from there, and Andy said, who's your least favorite? And Kelly, or something to that effect. We got to the point that he said, Kelly Dodd is my least favorite housewife that attends because she wants the most attention. Well, Jason and I went with Rick and Kelly and Megan from the show when we went to go interview her to The Quiet Woman that night. And they were like all over Kelly and Rick, like you could tell they bring a lot of business there. And I was just sort of shocked when I saw that. So the first thing I do, being messy ass me, I text Kelly and I was like, oh girl, I know you're on the West Coast. I know that you're not on the East Coast. So I don't know if you saw this yet, but did you see Watch What Happens Live? And then boom, I get a phone call. And I'm like, and when I see Kelly Dodd on my phone, my heart just like bumps out of my chest. And I'm like, Jason's upstairs in the bath. I'm running upstairs and I'm like, Jason. I get Kelly on the phone and Kelly's like, what the f- is going on? I didn't see this shit. And I was like, girl, listen, I will record it and send it to you. I recorded it, sent it to her. She was filming her recap, right? So as she's filming the recap, she ended up sharing something with me, which I'm not going to share on here, but come to find out, it was on the teleprompter for the guy to say that she was the worst housewife that goes to The Quiet Woman.
What?
And it was confirmed by Vicky and Shannon.
Oh, like they said it?
Like, good luck to them, because Kelly Dodd is one for receipts and she has no problem sharing them. Like even when she went on her recap, I didn't know she was going to say, she's like, Up and Adam texted me, which is so funny. She always says Up and Adam. I'm like, it's just Adam, Kelly. But she like, they sent her this thing letting her know, listen, Kelly, we love you. And even here's so-and-so, here's the owner. And I love you, Kelly. It was just on the teleprompter. And they wanted us to say that. It wasn't from me. And I'm like, that kind of feels really shitty. So wait a minute, like you're not even on the show anymore and they're just going to rip you? Doesn't it?
No reason. If I were to guess, they probably did that because they knew Kelly would react and that's going to make them talk about the show and whatever. That's exactly why I think they would do it. So I kind of feel bad for Kelly. I feel like she's just feeding right into what they wanted. They knew she was going to react. They knew she was going to talk about it. So that's why they threw her name under the bus, which is just unfortunate because it goes to show that these shows, they just, they really just use these women for entertainment purposes and to bring the money in and for shock value and to get people talking. And that's exactly what they did with this. So
that's exactly what they did. And Vicky Harner said Kelly was shocked. And then she went on after that and said, shaking and said, Up and Adam is talking to me. Yeah, no, I wish I could just, Kelly will release the video. You guys will die when she does, but let's get back into the drama of the show. I was just shook. I'm like, you're going to put that on a teleprompter? Like, who's the worst person to come in? And you just, you're right though. It's like, you guys know you're going to get a reaction out of Kelly Dodd. And that's exactly what they got. And here we are talking about it. And I'm sure before we know it, Page 6 is going to be reporting on this or somebody, and they're going to be like, Kelly Dodd rips Bravo and Andy Cohen Watch What Happens Live for teleprompter snafu.
Exactly. And Bravo will smile.
Yeah. And they're going to be like, Well, that's what Andy said on Watch What Happens Live too. He said, in 3, 2, 1, we're about to get some tweets from Kelly. But you already knew that if you put it on the teleprompter.
Mm-hmm. They played right into it. Yep.
They played right into it. All right. So in this episode, we also get Tamra going to meet up with Jennifer Pedranti. Yeah. Well, she tells Jennifer, which I'm so sick of. This is kind of reminiscent of the Real Housewives of New Jersey, like the rat conversation. How many times are you going to make up with this woman and then rip her and her relationship apart and then come back together and be like, you know what? I want to be good with you. I want things to be okay. We're friends. I love you. I just, I don't want to keep attacking you. And then you see this woman who's on the receiving end of it, not attacking Tamra at all, not saying anything shitty about her. And she's like, I want that too, Tamra. I will always have your back. I'll always be your friend. No matter what you do to me, I'll hold you up. And I'm like, no, Jennifer, we need to light a fire under your ass. And you need to we need to put on our steel toe boots. And that is not how we play this game. Because if she's going to keep throwing you under the bus, we got to get some tough skin.
Mm-hmm. Anyone who knows me, that is one of my biggest pet peeves. Whenever somebody treats me badly or whatever, is it in a bad mood, whatever it is. And then they project their feelings onto me. And then they try and say the reason that they were treating me so horribly is because they have a lot going on in their personal life. Yeah, no, that's not an excuse, because at the end of the day, I've been through things personally like everybody does. Everybody goes through bad phases in their lives. I am not the type that if something's going bad in my life, that I'm going to take it out on you, or I'm going to start being a bitch to everybody else around me. That's not who I am. So I don't consider that an excuse. If you have something going on over there, that doesn't give you the right to treat me crazy. So if I was Jen and Tamara was trying to say, I'm just sorry, I have a lot going on. Girl, you're attacking my relationship. You're attacking my character. That has nothing to do with what you have going on personally. So I wish Jen would have kind of been like, girl, I'm going to, if you really are my friend, you would know that you should not be treating me that way as your friends, and that you're going to have to do some real work to try and get this friendship back at a good place. I'm not just going to be able to forgive you overnight. So, and I just thought it was also kind of silly. I'm like, Tamra, you're the pot stirrer of the group. You're really trying to say that you have some personal stuff going on that's making you act this way? Come on.
Yeah, it's called your personal relationship with tequila. Yeah. That's the personal shit going on. But also, no, I get that too, because I'm very protective over my own relationship when it comes to outside people. And I'm very it's the one thing, and it's most people's one thing, you don't attack their family, friends, kids or relationship. I also operate that way, and I get very reactive.